Good morning, Kipsters, or good afternoon, or good evening. Hopefully you're having a good moment. I wanted to prepare you for your quiz tomorrow. So you're going to have just a review a little bit, and then you're going to have three questions. And the way they work is that you're going to try all by yourself the full problem, and then you're going to watch me solve them. For first, I want you to notice the two things that we have learned so far in practice. We've learned how to find discounts, rebates, and coupons, and the diagram looks like this. If you remember, this arrow represents how much a discount is. And we've all shrunk the 100% down to a percent that we wanted using multiplication. So we can multiply by any percent, for instance, 50%, as long as I change it to a decimal. We've also learned that if our percent has one digit, that we have to remember that that 3 needs to go in the hundredths place, so that it turns into 0.03. We have also learned that if there is a decimal, that we have to move it over two spaces in order for it to be changed to a decimal. So 1, 2, and I realize that it's going to be 0, 3, 5, pushing the 5 into the thousandths place. On this side, we have got the sales price. That means that's the price you do have to pay, which normally comes with subtraction. So if I had the value of let's not say 100, 150, and I have a discount of $50. In order to figure out how much I do have to pay, I'll subtract 150 minus 50, and I'll get $100. For sales price, or for sales tax and income tax, tax is just something that is added on to your bill or your money. So for instance, if I had $200 that I spent, I'm going to have to multiply using these methods in order to figure out the tax. So for instance, if I had $200 and the tax was 10%, I know that my tax would be $20. And if I wanted to find my price with tax, I would just add 200 plus 20, which is $220. Okay? I want you to try this one all by yourself. Ready, set, go. Okay, let me try now. We want to know which deal is better. 20% off a pair of pants that cost $24. So we know that our 100% is $24. It is discounted at 20% off. In my calculator, I'm going to press 24 times 0.20, and I get $4.80. 80 cents. All right? Now, I know that's not what I actually have to pay, so let me figure out what I actually have to pay. So I'm going to subtract $24 minus $4.80, and I get $19.20. Not bad for a pair of pants. Alright, I noticed there's a 50% rebate on a pair of pants that cost $32, so I'm going to do this again. I noticed that the pants cost $32. That's my 100%. And they are 50% off. Normally you can do this one in your head. So that would be 32 times 0.50, and I got 16. If it's 50% on one side, it's 16% or 50% on the other side. So this would be $16. So I got a pair of pants that cost $19.20 and a pair of pants that cost $16. Oh, I already know that I want to use the rebate. We got 2 pairs of jeans for $40. Hey, that's a 2 for 1. So if I divide $40 by 2, I can figure out how much one jean is. So 40 divided by 2 is $20. I still think the rebate's cheaper. And a pair of jeans that cost $19.99, Um, I know that $19.99 is still more expensive than the $16 pair of jeans. So I know I'm going to choose this as the best deal. All right, you try the second one. All right, so Mary bought 5 pounds of grapes at $2.50, and she uses a coupon. So let's figure out our 100%. And I know my 100% is going to be found by multiplying 5 times 250. So in my calculator, I'm putting 250 times 5, and I get 1250. So that's my 100%. She uses a coupon for 30% off. So I need to figure out what 30% off. I'm putting 12.50 times 0.30, $3.75. Now I need to subtract that to figure out how much she does spend on it. So $12.50 minus $3.75 equals $8.75. So how much does she spend on grapes? Well, she spends $8.75 on grapes. Number 3, all by yourself. Ready, set, go. All right, Rashida bought 4 pounds of oranges at $12.60 per pound. There's a tax of 8.3%. How much does Rashida spend on the oranges, including tax? Well, again, I need to find my 100%. So I'm going to do that by multiplying how many oranges she has by how much each one costs. So in my calculator, I'm putting $2.60 times 4, and I get $10.40. So all the oranges cost $10.40. I'm now going to, oh, this is not a discount. It is a tax problem. So I need to make sure that my box is next. So I have to pay an additional 8.3%. Now, a thing to remember about this is that 8.3 is a decimal. Oops. Is 0.083. So when I multiply, I am going to take $10.40, which was in the 100% box, and multiply it by 0.083. And I end up getting a tax that looks like this, 0.8632. Now, I know money only goes out to the hundredths place, but I'm going to look at the thousands place to see if it can sneak your penny into the hundredths place. Is 3 big enough? No. So I'm going to leave my tax as 0.86. And now I need to add. So I'm going to add $10.40 and 86 cents. And I get $11.26. All right. If you can practice these 3 and get them, I know you're going to be fantastic on that test. All right. Enjoy.